Hey family, welcome back. MarshaunO here, and I am here to talk to you about a man and his money, a man and his finances, a man and his moolah. What happens in the relationship? How does the relationship unfold when your man's finances is not in order? Let's talk about it. But before I do, if you have yet to go to the link down below, especially if you are a black woman that is looking for a tribe of women that look like you, but also understand the woes with you being married or in a long-term relationship, and you want to relate with them and to them, know what they're talking about, as well as get the support emotionally from them, then I have a group specifically just for you. It is where we all come together, we read books, we discuss the books, we actually, I answer the questions that you have, the questions that are keeping you up at night, the most pressing questions that you want to get answered, but you have yet to find someone to talk to or somebody to trust without telling you. The first thing out of their mouth is telling you to walk away, leave him, sis, he ain't no good, talking about all of the stuff that maybe you told to them in privacy as well as in confidence. They're bringing up all his shortcomings. You don't want to hear it. You want your answers answered right then and there. Well, guess what? I am your girl. My group is for you. It's called the Marriage Restoration Club. It is where I do exactly what I just explained, and you get the answers that you want answered, as well as accountability and worksheets that you can get to fill out, as well as things that you can do with your spouse to better your relationship. So now, with that being said, definitely go ahead, click the link down in the description box below, or you can go to bit.ly/the Marriage Restoration Club, and each word has a capital letter. Now, what if his finances, what if his moolah, what if his money, what if his dough is not in order? How will your relationship go down? How will he act? How will you act? How will you be? How will you be together? And this is not across the board, of course, because if you have two people that are mature in their relationship or in their marriage, then absolutely they can overcome everything, right? However, I am specifically talking about you or your spouse who has not matured in this area and understand what's happening when your man is in financial ruins or in a financial struggle, whether he put himself there or if he just keeps getting busted upside the head with life. What's actually happening in your relationship? So the very first thing that you will realize is that you are a part of a lopsided relationship. Now, what does that actually mean? A lopsided relationship is specifically toward finances. It's not any other area that it might not be out of whack, although when one area is out of whack, you usually have two or more areas out of whack. So that's just across the board. So if the finances is out, if his finances, specifically your man's finances, is out of order, you are in a lopsided relationship, especially if you are now the breadwinner or have been the breadwinner, because, which brings me to point number 2, right? Most men cannot handle, and of course this is not all, I've already said most, right? So most men cannot handle when their woman is the breadwinner, or if she's bringing home the bacon, if you will, or she's bringing home the majority of it, because men are programmed to be the financial breadwinners, to be the one that brings home the financial support. This is how he is supporting the family. This is how he might even be protecting the family. And so when his finances are out of order, his insecurities by and large start to show up. He might say little snide remarks, right? He might always bring it up, like himself just bringing it up, like, you think that you're better than me because you make more money than me, or something like that. Doesn't have to be those exact words, obviously, but something like that, where he is bringing up the finances, and you can just see, yeah, this is his insecurity, especially if you have never brought it up, meaning you've never mentioned how much more money that you make, but this is a constant thing for him that he brings up whenever he's feeling insecure or whenever he's trying to make you feel a certain way about something. He brings up the finances in some way, whether you have said anything or not. His insecurities start to bubble out and surface no matter what. Which brings me to point number 3. He is very unfulfilled, because when a man cannot find work that helps him to support financially, the family, as well as himself, he feels less than. He's always searching. He's always wondering. He's trying to figure out how come he keeps getting the short end of the stick, right? He's very unfulfilled. He might be super agitated, might just have a chip on his shoulder, can even be angry, right? Frustration is always coming out. He is, like I said earlier, he might be saying some snide remarks about the things that you're doing, the things that you're saying. He might even bring up how you're not keeping your promise on saving, right? Not realizing that he's not keeping his promise, if that's something that you two discuss. So he's very unfulfilled within this relationship, and he may be feeling like less than a man because his finances and even his career. I know we're talking about the finances during this particular video, but his career and finances pretty much go hand in hand for most people, and of course your man is included in that. So he's very unfulfilled when his finances / his career is not in order, and when he cannot protect you, when he cannot provide for you financially. And you will hear it, because it's going to lead to point number, I think I'm on 4, which is arguing. There will be consistent arguments over finances, whether you're not saving enough, whether you're spending too much on the credit cards, whether you're just spending frivolously, like whatever the conversation is, the argument will be there, and it'll be centered around finances, the money, right? And if you don't know, finances is one of the top reasons why couples get a divorce still today in 2022. Finances. It's finances, children, and religion, to be specific. Those are the top 3. And as you just heard me, finances is in there. This is no different. And so when your man is already not feeling fulfilled, we got the constant arguments. He doesn't feel secure, so his insecurities are popping up and showing off. Guess what? You cannot be a priority in his life when he's going through this inner turmoil. You cannot be a priority in his life, because guess what? He's trying to figure out where he's getting the money from, where he is getting his support from, right? Because he wants to figure out how to support himself first, right? And then bring it to the family, right? But if he can't figure this thing out by himself, right? If he can't figure it out, he's definitely going to be bringing some crap, if you will, to the relationship. Some unnecessary arguments, some unnecessary turmoil, some unnecessary just fights for no reason. And it's literally because of his insecurities. The bottom line is his insecurities and him feeling like he's less than what society deems is a man, because he is not fulfilling his obligation of bringing home the bacon. Not realizing, especially if you're a man that's listening, that is a part of it, but it's not the only part, because you can be the man in so many other ways, but because you're only focusing on finances that you are actually lacking in currently, you are actually destroying the environment inside your home, as well as the love that your wife or fiance or girlfriend has towards you, because you are so insecure to even ask for help or to just go hard in the paint. Meaning, having a conversation and say, babe, I don't like where my finances are. You might not see me for the next 3 or 4 months. We might be in passing a lot of times, because I have to get this thing right. So instead of you having an honest conversation with yourself, you have a tendency to take it out on those who love you and are closest to you, which is usually the people that live in the house with you. And it's not limited to your spouse. You could be taking it out on your children or your in-laws, anybody that is in your vicinity, that is in your home during those sacred hours, if you will, like at night when you get ready to go to bed, or in the morning when you wake up. Then those are the people that you are taking your frustrations out on, and you don't even realize how you are killing the love that your wife, girlfriend, or fiance actually has for you, and her wanting to stay with you through these tough times that you are going through. So you have to check yourself before you end up losing your entire family and everything that you worked for because of your insecurities, and you not being able to man up and say and or ask for help, right? So The final thing that I want to bring to your attention is when your man's finances are lacking, he is not very fun to be around. And the life that you dream that you were going to live, you're not able to fulfill it currently at this time. It's not the end of the world, because most relationships and most marriages go through seasons of ups and downs, highs and lows, and so that's to be expected. However, if you are in a long period of your man's finances not being together, and he for some reason just can't get it together, the life that you as the woman envisioned that you would be living, filled with vacations or maybe luxury, or just hanging out with your friends, not necessarily working so much, not taking care of the children all by yourself, anything that you can think of that your life was supposed to be when you got into this marriage or into this long-term relationship will not come into fruition as long as your man's finances and or his insecurities are dealt with, because the temperature within the room is not as friendly, it is not as sexy, and it is not as fun of a place to be in. So please think about it. Definitely leave a comment down below about what you thought about this. Are you experiencing any of these things, and how will you tell your man to get his stuff together? One of the ways that you can do that is literally forward this video over to him, because you're saying it but you're not saying it. I'm actually saying it for you, because these are the things that you are actually thinking, but maybe you don't know how to articulate them the way that I just did. So with that being said, ladies, I love you guys, and there's nothing that you can do about it. I am MarshaunO, your favorite shift relationship strategist, and I help Black Christian women that are married or in long-term relationships to stop feeling disconnected and unloved, and shift you to feeling heard, understood, and appreciated. And I will see you in the next video. Bye now.